Good evening. Good evening. How you guys doing out there? This Mike back with Soberheadz podcast, one day at a time. And I got a very, very special guest tonight, man, a dear friend of mine. I got my boy Rob in the house tonight. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good, Mike. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm blessed, brother, man. I'm so thankful to have you coming on, man, especially on July 4th to come share your experience, strength, and hope. Man, you know what I'm saying? We could be anywhere else in the world, but we right here trying to share our stories and help people, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, we didn't spend many July 4ths not doing this kind of thing, man.
Yes, indeed, man. I spent like 37 of them, man, just wasted them, you know?
Yeah.
37 years, man. It wasn't good, but you know what? I will say this much. I wouldn't trade it in for anything in the world because I learned a lot and God really pulled me through and preserved me for a lot of years more to come, hopefully more to come.
Indeed, brother. Indeed, brother. I'm trying to put you on the thing so I can share it to your page now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Rob, take us from the beginning and take us through it, brother.
All right, well, this all started with me at the age of 13, man. At the age of 13, I started getting high. And peer pressure thing at that point, you know, the devil was all in us, even though, you know, my grandparents who raised me kept me in church, kept me in Sunday school. And I'm going to tell you what, that's the seed that was planted in me that saved me to this day. And that's the seed that's missing with our youth nowadays.
All facts.
Not being planted.
All facts.
Just last week when I saw on the news last Thursday before our prayer call, they said the state of Oklahoma just passed that all teachers and all grade levels must have a Bible in the classroom and must teach something from the Bible each day during the school day, which I said, oh my God, that is like some real powerful stuff because
I know
that's where it has to start. It's gone. None of that's there anymore. But, you know, to make a long story short, you know, I started getting high at the age of 13. Wasn't good. You know, I was a great athlete. I ruined all of that. Ruined every last thing of it. You know, I went to Camden High. Went to Woodrow Wilson first my freshman year. I was still getting high. I played JV football as a freshman. Didn't make the basketball team that year. And then I ended up transferring over to Camden High, and then I started even getting more high. So I just really ruined my whole high school career because of some foolishness.
What was you using in the beginning?
Smoking marijuana. Smoking marijuana. Smoking marijuana, smoking cigarettes. Then we started experimenting with cocaine, experimenting with heroin. And mind you, you know, not to like put any crown on or anything, but back then in the 70s, drugs were really drugs. They weren't substituted with all these other chemicals now, which what everybody's doing now. They got stuff out there now. Skin up, just we didn't have all that. I mean, and then not only that, we didn't get the urge to want to rob somebody or do that. That's something that never crossed my mind. If I didn't have it, I didn't have it. That's just how simple it was. But as I grew older, you know, I did graduate high school. I got in trouble at Camden High. I had to transfer back down to Swedesboro area and go to Kingsway to graduate. Because my mom brought me to Camden at my freshman year. I was just turned 14, and I was thrown out to the wolves when I got up here. You know, it wasn't hard at all. You just filtered in with everybody else, and you went along with the flow. I blew a lot of potential stuff that I really could have done if I had known better, but I just didn't. But you know what? That's the path that my higher power, which I'll start using that because I don't know what religion they are. So let's play a little.
No, you can say whatever your God is, brother. You don't got
Savior Jesus Christ. You know that's who it is.
Bring it out, brother. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Bottom line, but without him, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did and to be where I am today. I literally got married, had two beautiful children. My daughter's 40, my son's 36. My daughter has a master's degree in marketing. My son has a master's degree in business and economics. from out of Harvard, went to BU. Um, Through all of that, my addiction, I coached midget football. I started a youth basketball organization. I started a track club, and I took
Mm,
all across the country from the East Coast to the West Coast to participate in athletics, all through an addiction. Can't nobody tell me that there ain't a God.
mm,
Nobody,
mm.
because nobody in their right mind could do what I did without that higher power.
When did you know that
There's
it
no
was starting to get? When did you know first notice it was starting to get out of control?
probably my son's sophomore year of high
Mm,
school. You know,
mm,
a lot of people didn't know this story, but I told it 2 years ago at my MLK basketball showcase at Rowan.
mm,
I was getting high. I would tell the kids, okay, what a break. I would go to my van, get a couple hits, come right back. I'm coaching. I'm getting it in. I'm doing what I got to do. The one thing I did not do all doing that was neglect the kids. I always made sure I put them first. And you know that. I was taking them coming to your events, even. It was just something that was in me that just poured out of me even more and more and more. Now what happened was I got into some trouble because I was feeding the addiction, doing other silly stuff, at work, you know, doing crazy stuff to sell things to get more money. I was acting nuts, but all of that came to an end when I sat down one day and I said, you know what, I gotta stop because if I don't, I'm not gonna see my son or my daughter graduate high school or college. Actually, my daughter just went into college. My son was a senior in high school. The day before, I think it was June 3rd of 2008. I'm in my bathroom, and that's when the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ came down and touched me and told me this is it. I looked in the mirror at myself. I said, you know what? This is it. I gotta stop right now. I'm not gonna see my son graduate high school, which is in through 5 days on the 8th of June. Just let me straighten up. So I was on drug court at the time. Also, I was one of the first drug court recipients. One of that went to drug court. I chose that. I ended up being on drug court for 4.5 years, only because I had so many fines that I had to pay. But that first year and a half was rough. I relapsed 3 times, and when I relapsed each time, God came down and talked to me. He said, "You know, you're wrong." And on drug court back then, I don't know how it is right now. I haven't been in a while. I used to go speak, but I know when you give your first dirty urine, you do 1 day in the county jail. When you do your second dirty urine, you do 3 days in the county jail. When you do your third one, give your third one, you do 7 days, and then after that, it goes to 11. Then after that, they violate you. You just go to prison for whatever whatever your time was going to be.
mm,
So I gave a first dirty urine, and I had two great guys, man. And one of them was right there behind the wall, right there. Rich, my man, Marty Dyer, referee.
mm,
This man got a big picture on my wall. He was closer to me than my father was.
mm,
Man, looked into my background when I got in drug court. Me and another person who I'm not going to say his name, but
mm,
his just made it to the NBA.
mm,
Thought the both of us and sat both of us down together and told he said, I looked at you guys' background. You guys got a pretty heavy background. Yeah, you probably belong here, and I'm glad that you are here, but I'm gonna do everything in my power to save you guys' lives.
mm. Look at the
And I,
Most High.
Greg, the first thing I want you to do is to believe in God. If you can believe in God and put everything in his hands, we gonna work you all through this program, and you're all gonna be better human beings in society.
Mm,
I broke down that day, bro. I mean, Marty was real close to me. Marty passed away when COVID came,
mm,
like one of the first in South Jersey to pass away from COVID. As a matter of fact, we were at Defford High School at the state semifinal girls, and he was ref for the game. And he came over to me and Roy Heck, one of my close friends, and told us that he didn't feel good. And we didn't even think about it at that point that he had COVID. Well, 2 weeks later, he was gone.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
I was destroyed by that, bro. Believe me, I was hurt. That's why his picture's on my wall behind me. I always keep him close to my heart because without him and the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and Rich Dye, my PO, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Oh, praises for them. Now let's take it back early on. Most of the times we use for two reasons: for pleasure seeking and pain avoidance in the beginning. Which one do
Yep.
you think triggered you to start smoking in the beginning?
I had no parent guidance.
Hmm.
That's my mother. I love her to death. My father, who's still living, I love him to death. But they separated at 2.5 when I was 2.5. And
Hmm.
for a child to grow up, this is why I'm so close to kids. For a child to grow
Hmm.
up and to never hear their mother or their father tell you that they love you, it's
Hmm.
tough, bro. I
Yeah.
never knew. I never knew that that's what was in me that had me try to kill that pain. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there ain't no such thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's whoever's out there, whoever sees this, there's no such thing as killing that pain that you have from something that happened in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You must give it to your higher power, give it to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold it in. The more you hold in, the more you're going to stay stuck, the more you're going to keep triggers, the more you're going to have resentments, the more you're just going to have that blockage is going to come up when somebody talks to you about it. You're going to block it. You don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
No, cut loose. You got to let go 100% in order to kick this thing. I still deal with a lot of people now to this day that are still out there in the streets. I love them to death. Um, I still try to do whatever I can to help. Like today I had a cookout. I had like four or five active addicts over here to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though I have to do that because they need to know that somebody cares about them.
Mm.
I mean, that's another thing that me and Marty always talked about too. That you have all these probation officers, these drug court people who really don't know what this is really about because they haven't experienced it.
Exactly.
So some of them really treat us really bad.
Yeah, I know. I know. I show my clients a video on that, and it talks about how they don't really understand that the addict is already an alcoholic already suffered enough. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And they're not really treating it like it's people that really need some love and caring. You
Nope.
get what I'm saying? And but it's funny you say that because in where I work at, a lot of the kids and some of I work in the adolescent department, but I do a group downstairs with the adults, and the adults love my group, and the kids. I got a service report with the kids also because I'm in recovery myself, so I
Right.
understand how they feeling. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So I understand what they're going through when they're in that rehab. I did it twice. The first time I compared myself out of the rehab. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like all these other people. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. But once they know that you're in it with them, it
Right.
changes the whole dynamics because now they know you speaking from that personal experience that they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Where you got other people that might just went to school, and there's no knock against anybody that's taking their time to work with people that's in it substance abuse, but you have people that just went to school to do counseling and stuff like that for that kind of stuff, and they're coming from a clinical standpoint. Whereas when you talking to me and you trying to beat me around the bush, I can look at you and be like, "Come on, bro, I didn't did that already."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So do you have
Exactly.
any experience with going to treatment programs and stuff like that?
No, actually, I did it all just through drug court. I did the meetings.
Mm,
I go to NA. I did all that, but I've never. Excuse me. My dog's acting crazy. I've never had to experience
mm,
going to rehab. So I don't disagree with it.
mm-hmm,
Believe me, because if you go and you understand what's going on, it's going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little different. I hate to say it. I was a little different. I toughed it out and did it on my own. But I did go to the NA meetings. I learned a lot. I've been to the world, which
Mm-hmm.
is oh, the world's NA. Oh, it's fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
200,000 addicts, recovering addicts in the same place at the same time. It's like unbelievable. You can feel the power in the building. It's unbelievable. But to experience what I went through and to see where I'm at now, I thank God so much for saving me. If I was to leave here when we get done, if I was to leave here now, I'm okay. Okay, man. I mean, and I'm hoping that I know I've touched other people's lives. I know I have.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, when I did tell my story 2 years ago at my MLK, after we got that, I had people in the gym crying. The
What was
halftime ended up going like 20 minutes because I had to get the story out.
yeah.
That was one thing that my wife at that time and my son and my daughter, they couldn't understand because whenever we went somewhere, we were all out together. I talked about it. I was getting, why are you telling people that? I said, you know why? Because I need to get it out of my system. I'm not ashamed of it.
You know what's deep about it? My ex-wife, when I came home from rehab, she was kind of embarrassed that I was telling people about
Yep.
what was going on, right? And she didn't understand that the Most High had put that on me, that was my mission, that I had to do that. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I knew that we was gonna have a conflict when I came home because he had told me when I was down there, like, you're about to use your testimony to go help save people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm coming home and she's worried about the stigma
Right.
and what people are gonna think. You know what I mean? And I'm trying
Same
to
for
tell
me.
her, this
Same.
is this is the Most High. This is not me.
It ain't
Like
me.
you either got to get down with this or we not gonna be able to be together. You know what I mean? And we eventually divorced, which was the right thing to do. But and it's no, like, I don't got nothing against her. It just wasn't the right
Right.
match where I was going with my life. You know what I mean? But once that spirit get in you, you can't control what the spirit telling you to do and stuff like that. But until you get to that point, until people experience that, they're not going to really understand what we're talking about.
Exactly. Well, it was embarrassing for my wife because I'd be at her Christmas party and I was close friends with all the people that she and that was a conversation I always had with them. Each and every year. Now, Robert, I would just tell them I'm fine, man. I'm just, I'm going about life now. I've never felt better. So the last 6 years of our marriage, I was clean, and it was tough for me because they still didn't understand. My daughter, my son still didn't understand it. And
Have you?
I even took them to meetings with me.
Did they ever go to Al-Anon?
They didn't understand. No, they didn't do that. Nope. They
Yeah,
would.
Al-Anon is good for the wife and for the kids. And if you read the chapter in the big book, it's called To the Wives. And they got to the family too. And it breaks down on how to adapt back with your family once you get into recovery. And it talks about what I saw was interesting. It talked about how the wife be jealous and how you spending all this time with this thing and you're not giving her that time. It gets deep. It gets deep.
They didn't want no parts of it. They wanted it to be all me and not them, and that didn't go well with me. The thing that they will go through, I made sure that I endured it.
It's deep. It's deep.
I endured it. And they just left it all on me. Now, me and my ex-wife, we close friends. We talk every day. I to the house, I clean the pool for I'm down there constantly doing stuff. But after I guess about 2 years after being clean, even before I really got clean, totally clean, like in 2007 7 and 6, I told him, I said, when the kids get done, they thought I was just joking around. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. He can't do that. That I told him, I said, when y'all get done college, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Mm. Mm.
Stand it. They didn't believe me. It took me 5 years after telling them that for me to get up this funk to do it because I didn't want to
Mm.
hurt, which I knew it was going to hurt anyhow. I tried to make the hurt as least amount as I possibly could.
Mm.
It took her like a couple years to get over it, man. With me walking away, I left everything. Only
Mm.
thing I did was the van. A
Was
vehicle.
it was it because that you felt that your sobriety would have been at risk?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
I know it would have been at risk. They know knew.
Wow.
I knew it would have been at risk.
Yeah. Wow.
Nothing against them. Nothing against them.
Mm-hmm.
That pressure that I was under of not feeling the love that I always endured to have, never
Mm.
got. Being a child, not having your biological parents in your life made me a stronger man because I promised myself that, yeah, I'm going to go, but I'm not leaving until my children graduate college and are safe and sound.
Mm.
So when my son was 4 years old, man, that's when I really started with him, pushing him. And I always told him, no matter what, make sure you take care of your mom and your sister. I was preparing him then for what was going to happen down the road.
Mm.
Understand it. Now they understand it. He kind of sort of doesn't still, but I know he'll come around. My daughter completely understands. My ex-wife, she understands. We talk all the time. We uh whatever she needs, I'm there. If I need something, well, I don't ask her for anything, but if I need it, oh, she's gonna give it to me if I need it,
Mm-hmm.
no matter.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I have to come
Good.
there and stay, I got ill. She already done told me if I get ill, I need to come there and stay so they can take care of me.
And it's important. Like I was kind of in that situation too, where I felt like I was going in a direction, and my ex was going in a different direction, and like I said, it's no knock on her or anything like that, but I couldn't roll that dice, man. It's like because what people don't understand is I know I got another relapse in me, but I don't know if I got another recovery in me.
Right,
You
exactly.
get what
And
I'm
there you
saying?
go.
Like I don't
There
know if
you
I
go.
can come back, man.
Amen.
I
I
don't
know,
know if I'm gonna make it back.
Mike, you hit the nail on the head. I've told myself, I'm telling you to be realistic 100 times. That I know that if I was to pick up a crack pipe and smoke again, you might as well get to buy my flowers, get my plot, everything, prepare for it because it's coming. I'm not coming back this time.
Mm-hmm. 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 How
I
deep?
have no, I have no urge. Back here in the city of Camden, they sell drugs right outside my door. Up,
Mm,
I could care less.
mm.
Them.
How deep did the addiction take you?
It took me so deep that the last year that I rent that before I stopped, I spent $4,000 out of my basketball bank account on crack.
Mm,
4.5 to 5 week binge. My wife,
mm,
my kids didn't see me. I was off the hook.
mm,
When I got done that binge, I had 3 guys who were at the top of my basketball. They knew I was taking the money out. They called me, yo, man, what the hell's going on with you, man? They called me like I don't know how many times I wouldn't answer the phone. Then finally, after
mm.
about I answered the phone, I knew that was it. It was time for me to call it quits. And they could have turned me in. Do you know what that would have done to me?
Mm,
They'd have turned me in. I got money from the basketball organization to get high,
mm.
but they knew how good of a person that I was. That they told me, "We're not going to turn you in, man. All we want you to do, we know the capabilities that you have. Just raise the money, put the money back, and let's keep it moving. Let's keep these kids first." And that's exactly what I did.
Oh, praises, brother. The Most High was giving you so much grace during this time,
So,
man.
so much great. I want to bring one name up. One of them, one of the guys that ran my organization, of course, was Kenny Avant. My
Mm,
main.
mm. And the crazy part is, I remember being at my bottom. I remember going down to the basement praying in tears for the Most High to either take me or help me with the alcoholism. And then I
Yep.
remember at the end of my drinking, I was buying the Ciroc bottles in the airplane joints because I knew that the whole box equal a fifth, but it was
Yeah.
like $10, $15 cheaper than the actual bottle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, bro, when I took my last garbage bag out, it was like 300 of those joints.
Woo!
Garbage bag. When I picked it up, it was going ching 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 ching. All of the bottles, all of them little bottles, bro. It was crazy,
Right.
bro. So, and I remember having the starting to develop shakes and stuff, and I had never had any of that stuff before. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand when you get to that point too, when you was down there. Who do you think in your life back then, when you look back at it, who do you feel was your enablers?
Wow. Uh, you know what I want to say about that? I was
Uh-huh.
the I was the enabler
Mm.
because I knew what I was doing. Everybody else looked to me. I was their enabler because I supplied everything.
Me too. You was the same like me, bro. You was just
I was
like me,
making
bro.
trips, I was making trips to Philly, man, getting quarter ounces and ounces
Mm.
2 days in a row,
Mm.
smoking it all up that night,
Mm.
drinking, smoking black a mile,
Mm-hmm.
blowing tar out my nose because I'm smoking black and miles, and it was just like it was sickening. I'm talking about going to Fifth and Aramingo or Fifth in Indiana in the middle of a blizzard, and my escort
Mm-hmm.
going up 295, going to Philly, and turn around coming back, man, and it was just everybody waiting for me to come back.
Mm-hmm. I remember them days. I remember going to the liquor store during the snow blizzard, and the guy said something to me, and I knew it was an insult, but I still got the stuff because he had the best price. And that's when I knew kind of like, yo, you got a problem. When I came in, he was like, I love it when it snow because you're going to come in and buy up everything. You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
And I knew he was taking his shot at me, but they prices were so
Right.
good that I was like, I just took that on the chin. You know what I mean? Now looking back at it, that's
Right.
when my morals and everything just started to crumble. My pride, everything. You get what I'm saying? Like that's when that disease has the grips on you.
Man, look, I tell people nowadays, I said, why you spend your money on that? I understand what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. But you will feel so much better if you paid your cell phone bill every month. You paid your gas and electric. You paid your
Mm-hmm.
rent, your car note. When you start doing that kind of stuff and being a responsible human being, you will look at the difference of you then and look at the difference in you now. It's huge.
Mm. Can
You're
you
you're managing your life. Our lives are totally unmanageable
hundred
when we're
percent,
stuck.
100%, 100%, 100%.
You can't do nothing. Very seldom can you do something right. I was fortunate on that end, and that was all God.
Mm.
No way in the world. There's no way in the world I was coaching kids. I took kids to Buffalo, New York to run track. Took kids to Sacramento, California to AAU Junior Olympics. To Florida, up, coached football. Took the first team ever in Kingsway midget history to the playoff. We were always 0-9, 0, never could win a game. Never could win a game. It was just something that was in me, man, that helped me, and it had to be God, because that's how I know this. Because you can't manage anything. When I told my story, I had so many people that day at Rowan come to me that knew me, and I'm talking about kids who I coached. Mr. Page, we didn't know. That's
Mm.
what you do. And if you need any help or anything like that, please call me because I'm there for you. He said, Mr. Page, you got that. And I just saw Jordan, one of the kids who I coached. His father was one of the people who helped save me. He's coaching at Morristown High School. I'm at the state meet of champs, and I see Jordan wearing this Morristown. I said, Jordan, what are you doing? What are you doing? You coach at Morristown? He said, yeah, Mr. Page, yeah. I said, for real? I said, you gave up the once a dragon, always a dragon? He said, yeah, man, I did it. I said, well, you know what, man? I love you still to this day, man. You and your father. I said, you don't know what your father did for me, but I'm going to tell you now. And I told him the story. Man, the kid broke down.
Give me one or two instances where you feel like when you look back at it that you got out of situations and you look at it now and say you knew it was God.
Wow, got one. I got a great one for you. I got my 5th felony. So now I'm on my way to sentencing that morning and get ready to go catch the bus because I knew I wasn't coming back. I was ready to do a 5 flat. And I asked my wife and my daughter, I said, what, y'all not coming? She says, no, we not coming. You got yourself into it, get yourself out of it. I'm like, wow, it's like that. So I got on the bus. I went on to Woodbury, got to court, and they called my name up. And I watched sheriff come stand behind me. I said, wow, this is it. I'm going away for 5 years. The judge said to me, said, Mr. Page, this is your sentencing date. But I'm going to tell you what, you're a lucky man today. We're not going to send you to jail. We're not going to send you to prison. We're going to put you in the drug court program because the letters of recommendation that I've gotten on your status, you do not deserve to go to jail. That's what I knew, bro.
Wow.
And I had no idea that was going to happen.
Wow.
Rich, they never told me. Marty never told me. I turned around, looked at Marty, man. I cried. Tears broke down, man. I was like, that was like one of the greatest days of my life, besides me having my kids, to see my kids born.
One of the instances, that was definitely the most high. One of the instances with me was growing up in Trenton. I grew up around, I ain't gonna say so many, but there was some guys that went through some things and lost their minds. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was going through that murder situation over my head and losing my wife and stuff like that, and I used to go to the liquor store every day. So I'm seeing these people out there that I grew up with that just not there no more. You get what I'm saying? Talking to themselves, then checked out.
Yep.
And bro, this all while I'm doing Basketball Spotlight, people didn't understand of how scared I was that was gonna happen to me, bro.
Right.
You know, get what I'm saying? Because I had so much pressure on my brain, so much
you
much
went
fear.
through a lot. Yeah, you went through a lot.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, I could be this. This could happen to me. And I used to be so scared that people would see me years later and be like, yo, he used to be this until that happened with his wife. You get what I'm saying? And I would have to walk around for the rest of my life and not have my senses and be checked out and be gone. And he didn't allow that to happen to me, man. And when I be sitting next to like I was in a NA meeting today talking about, I took my kids to the meeting, and I looked at them when I shared about that and was like, I know the reason why he allowed me to keep my sanity.
Right.
And it was because of them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm here to help them. I'm here to share my story. I'm here to do this kind of thing, what I'm doing now. He called me to do this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason he allowed me, because I knew people that went crazy for less than what I was dealing with, bro. From breakups and stuff like that, they was gone.
Yep.
And that was so that's just one of the instances that was totally him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like because a a lot of people didn't know what I was carrying when I was dealing with that. You know what I mean? I used to do the tournaments at Hoop Group, and I used to go upstairs in their offices, and I used to go up there, and I used to have to have bananas and Gatorades and stuff like that because I was having panic attacks.
Right.
Inside because there's no windows. It's inside a Hoop Group in Neptune. You get what I'm saying? So I used to be in there hyperventilating, like having panic attacks, and then I used to just bounce and go upstairs. You know, they got the offices upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I used to hide out in there while the tournament was going on until I could get myself together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or take mad rides, leaving, going to the other gyms, rolling down the window because it kept me moving. It kept me moving. You know what I'm saying? And this is the whole 10 years while this thing is going on. The stress and the and everything was going on. And I remember, and Gene, if he see this, he probably gonna remember down in Atlantic City, I was going through the stress heavy, bro. And I was walking in the middle of the thing, and he stopped me in the middle of that foyer of the high school gym. And he stopped me and was like, "Bro, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro." You know what I mean? It was just like that type of thing. So the Most High getting me through that period without losing my mind, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Without losing my mind, bro. And one more thing, what it made me do, it made me respect heroin addicts. Because before I went through that, I could never understand how somebody would stick a needle in their arm, right? Now, I never tried heroin or anything like that, but the pain that I had, I would do anything for that pain to not feel that pain.
Go away.
Exactly. So it made me respect
people
that was going through that because I didn't know their story.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So now I can't look at nobody with no kind of judgment because I don't know what they've been through. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%. Everybody's story is different. The one thing that we have to realize is that it's their story and it's not ours. You have to respect their story, just like you would expect them to respect yours. You to get with your higher power, or Lord Savior Jesus Christ, mainly to yourself through. Believe me, anybody out there that's listening, if you put it in His hands, it will go away.
How long did it take you to get comfortable sober?
I would say like a year. Took like a year. And I've been around ounces of it still to this day that I've seen and been around, and I just look at it, shake my head, and I keep it pushing. It don't faze me one bit. The alcohol don't faze me. The cigarette faze me. The black and miles don't faze me.
How long
I enjoy getting high off of God and the air that I breathe.
How did you deal with the emotional part of it though? Like the emotions of, because I know with me, pause was tough. Post-acute withdrawal syndrome, like the ups and downs of my mood and this and that, like that was tough for like almost 2 years. I battled that, man.
This way, what I did, it was tough, but I always looked at it as if, God, why are you putting this on me? And I always knew that He would never put too much on me that I couldn't handle.
Indeed.
So I just did it. You know, I know He got me. The devil comes at you in all kinds of ways and from all kinds of angles. And guess what? The greatest part about that is that I can see every angle that he's coming at me from because I got the armor on.
You talking it tonight, bro. You talking it tonight, bro. You talking it tonight. You got that Holy Spirit.
Mike, it's so crazy, Mike. I got brothers that I look out for that I would look out for so much, man. They stabbing me in my back so much.
Yeah,
Going on to this day, man. They
that's part of it.
it's so, and they ain't no but the devil.
Indeed, they don't even know what's leading them.
And they don't even know, right? I'm like, why?
Yeah,
Why you coming at me like this? I love your kids. I love you. I would do anything for you. Why you gotta knock me down? Why you
it's
want to
not
kick me
them.
down?
It's that spirit that's in them that don't like that spirit in you.
Right. It's
Yeah,
just sin.
yeah,
and
yeah.
and you know what? And that's the whole problem with our race.
Mm.
We knock each other down so much. Then on top of it, of being a recovering addict, being knocked down even more, man, I tell you what, man, there ain't nothing heavier that could be laid on my shoulders. There ain't nothing. There's nothing because God is not gonna let it happen.
Indeed, 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 indeed.
Not,
That's
not,
real right there, brother. That's real
not.
right there. How do you handle people, places, and things? Because I know that's big in recovery. Making
I'm,
sure.
I'm, I'm around, and it's crazy because my first maybe 6 years. I'm gonna go longer than that. Maybe 10 years of that. People, places, and things didn't even exist for me. When I came back to Camden, when my mother got sick, when I divorced my wife, and I came up here, I took care of my mom. I'm right in the middle of people, places, and things right now as we speak.
So the first 10 years you were somewhere else.
Yep, and now I'm looking. Yeah, because I was in Swedesboro. Now I'm looking at it. There's things there too, but not like it is here in the city.
Yeah.
I look at it and I talk to these young brothers all the time. I got a couple young brothers who have associate degrees. They out here on the block.
Mm.
Oh man, don't you got your degree, man? Yeah, OG. What? I said, well, why are you doing this? Oh, I got this, OG. I'm good. Oh, you good? Okay. A couple years later, one of them came back to me and says, "Oh man, you were so right, man." And now he doing good. I just had another one who I take to work every day. He
Mm-hmm.
went
Mm-hmm.
out of it, was out completely out, and he's a recovered addict. Got out of the drug business, worked for 4 months. They picked him up because he had a Duro on my street. I went over. I tried to talk the police out of it. I said, "This dude's doing good, man. He's working for 4 months. He don't sell drugs no more. Y'all got to cut him a break because if y'all lock him up, he's going to lose his job." Guess what happened? They locked him up. He lost his job. Now, guess what he may do? He may go back to it. I had him over today. I fed him, man. I said, "Yo, come on over, man. Eat, man. Come on, man." I'm trying to hold him back, man, from doing it again.
Mm.
That's not my problem, but I feel his pain. This is what I try to say, that the people in law who haven't been through what we've been through don't really understand. They don't really understand.
Now they look at us like criminals.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Here's a young
Indeed.
man. Here's a young man that got out of it, working every week. I'm taking him to work every day, so I know. Just lost his job because he was out where he ain't supposed to, but his girlfriend lives there, and they were having a birthday party for his girls, for the 9-year-old. The cops. I'm sitting on the porch. I watched. They ride right up, boom, boom, picked him up and snatched him. I said, "You got to be kidding me." I'm
What
like,
kind of what kind of techniques do you use to try to pass a message to close family and friends, like people
love,
close to you, without offending them? Huh?
love. I try to show
Mm.
them all possible first.
Mm.
I'm there for you. If you need, I got you.
Mm.
You know how much I get used? I get used a lot, but guess what? It's okay. Because guess what? I did it. I understand it.
Mm.
I understand it. Now how many people I've used that I've went back and made amends with?
Mm.
A whole lot, bro. A
Mm.
whole lot.
Mm. Mm.
I got
your
for
thing
everybody.
starting to mess up. Your thing starting to mess up a little bit. Hello?
Yeah, I had a
Can
call.
you
I
hear
just
me?
hung up. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, speaking of that, when I looked at y'all literature, y'all steps is the format is a little different than ours. Do you have experience in doing the
Right.
steps, and how was that experience?
My experience of doing the steps was really, and it was really great for me. Um,
Mhm.
I went through them once. I didn't do it the second time because I actually grasped onto it quickly, real quick.
Mm.
And all I did was just remember step one.
Mm.
Uh, that's all that I could remember. I was unmanageable in ways that would hurt the family, but I was manageable enough to where I made sure everybody that I was involved with outside the family was okay. That was crazy
Wow.
because it really should have came first. But because my family didn't come first, I think kind of helped me deal with everybody out here.
Mm. That's deep, bro.
That's the crazy part. I mean, I know some of the biggest drug dealers. I love them brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them give back.
Mm.
All still wrong, no matter what, because you're feeding our people the
Poison.
wrong things. We have so many Caucasians up here now in Camden that, like where I'm at in Port Town. When I first my mom moved here in '71, I came up here in '73, and it was all white people. We had to fight
Mm.
every day. We out drinking Ripple and Thunderbird, smoking. I'm 13, 14 years old, and we had to fight every day to be out in the neighborhood because of our skin color.
Mm.
He's talking about that now, what we went on through here. But we paved the way for minorities in Pollocktown.
Mm.
We and I could say about 10 other of us that lived here in this development that lived in Pollocktown. We paved the way for minorities to come here. Because let me tell you what, bro, I've been chased. I've been almost ran over by a car on my bike. I had to jump off the bike. You know that wire that comes down from the telephone pole?
Mm-hmm.
I had to jump, slash me across my head, cut me open. Got up so scared they was gonna kill me. I ran and I got to the McDonald's down on Madison Avenue, and I used their phone to call my mother. That was before cell phones was out. I used their phone. They, okay, you're bleeding. Just can I use your phone? I called my mom. She came and got me, took me to the hospital. Bro,
Wow.
all of that happened through an early age in addiction that probably helped me become the man that I am today. My best friends, like Roy Hex, one of my best friends. Look at me and his daughter Riley. She's all Miss Hockey, every all world in North Carolina. They love me. I love them. But I grew up around that stuff, being in the addiction, being chased, being beat up if they could catch me. I learned how to deal with that more
Mm.
than what I probably learned how to deal with my family issues. And I think that because I dealt with this out here, it made me a better person to deal with people out here that are in the addiction, that aren't in the addiction, uh, deal with the police officers, the stuff that they do. It's just ludicrous, man. But you know what? I would never trade any of it in for any other life.
Take me to
I
the
just can't.
moment. Take me to the moment where the spirit came in you when you knew that you was really serving Christ and you changed to a whole nother person.
I would say back in uh 2015. Just came to Camden, take care of my mom. And my best friend, Vincent Scott, I was his best man at all three of his weddings. He was my best man at my wedding. Came and got me. Well, actually, he told me so. Next week, man, we're gonna go to this barbecue, man, in North Jersey. And I said to him, I said, barbecue. Well, where are we going? He said, I don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just come on, we going. We gonna go. You gonna enjoy yourself. He introduced me to King. I was at Chris Broussard's house. And I looked at this guy. I said, yo, that's the dude from ESPN. Vincent started laughing. That's when I knew Christ had me. He had before that. I just didn't see the signs. I didn't see that meeting. It was about 100 men at Chris King to a lot of us. They had already started their first chapter, North Jersey out of East Orange. That day that I had to bring King back to South Jersey and start our chapter here. Ever since then, man, I've never looked back. Been to, I'll go to every summit that I can go to next year in Washington, D.C. I would definitely be in the house. It's the most greatest experience you would ever experience. To have 1,000 men in one place all worshiping God. Very deep. Pastor Weiler over Philadelphia, he just joined on from Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. He joined. We just had our last summit in Cleveland. Man, look, we had a summit in Cleveland at the Word Church. Reverend R.A. Vernon. This brother got a church, man, that's got a 5-court basketball indoors, a full football field indoors, a full soccer field. He's got a convention center, all in this huge complex, man. We went and had our summit there. And we had a basketball tournament also that weekend.
Wow.
Brother. To see all the people come together and for them to see what we're doing as Christian men. We have 18 chapters right now. Just to see what we're doing as Christian men is unbelievable. And that is the reason why Chris isn't at ESPN anymore, because they didn't condone it. He left ESPN because of his beliefs in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I heard him speaking a few times, and he come hard over some controversial topics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I definitely respect.
Take for instance, like in the schools, they're trying to take away manhood. They're trying to let a little boy understand that it's okay to be feminine and be a girl if you want to be. Are you kidding? I mean, I know it's a touchy situation. Don't get me wrong, but you don't see that in the Bible anywhere where God condones a man being with a man.
Indeed, and things are gonna get worse. And I saw him talking, and I was like, yo, this brother kind of deep, man. And I remember you told me before that you had got down with some of his movement and some of the things he had going on, man.
Yeah, right now they moved me up. I'm no longer the chapter president of the South Jersey chapter. I stepped down. I turned it over to one of our other members in the chapter, and they gave me a core position. I'm the sports ministry outreach director. So I'm actually studying ministry right now just to get the word. If it turns into something beyond that point, it does. But right now, I'm just studying, to make myself stronger, because come September, when I come back out with my media business, I'm pushing this sports ministry thing real big. So
let me know anytime, any way I can help. I'll come out and speak anytime, brother.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to
happen. In closing, if you was face to face with a person that's suffering right now from addiction, what would you tell them?
I love you. I love you. You need help. I'm there for you. You need me to make phone calls for you to try to get you into rehab. When you're ready, come see me. because they're not going to do it until they're ready.
I know.
They're not going to do it. I don't care what you do. I don't care
know, Rob. I know.
you try to force. It's not going
to. Rob. I know, Rob. That's the toughest. I tell people all the time, that's the toughest part of recovery, man. When you see that person suffering, and no matter what you say, it just don't click, because it ain't gonna click until they ready.
2 weeks ago, I had a brother come here. He just got out of jail. He came straight to me. Yo, Rob, man, so glad to see you. I said, yo, what's up, Black? He said, man, I'm out. I'm not doing it back. I'm not going back to it again. I said, listen, Black, don't explain that to me like that. Just show me. You got here. I'm not going to look at you any different if you do go back. Trust me, I still love you. But be careful about how you attack it, because you sitting there telling me you're not going to do this. Listen, man, never say that you're not going to do it, because you don't know how strong you are. 2 days later, and he came here today. Came here today.
You got to attack that thing like you never wanted anything else in your life, brother.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It gotta become your lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah, because that disease is chasing you.
It's chasing you. It's back in your brain, man, tearing you up. And this is what I tell people. If you put it in your mind that you don't want it anymore, you have the chemical balance in your brain to heal your body on your own, but you have to want to do it. That's the guys
I tell people that what I do is I wake every morning. I wake up, I do the 3rd step prayer, which I ask God to kill my bondage yourself, and put me in a position where I can help other people. As long as I'm like, that helps me a lot to put myself in service of dying in my flesh, dying to me, what I want, my desires, and trying to go out and help other people. You know what I'm saying? When I stopped doing tournaments, a lot of people thought I was crazy. They didn't understand this walk that I'm doing now. They didn't understand about working at a rehab with kids and leaving all that money to basically make a salary that I was making in college. But they don't even understand that this what the Spirit told me to do. I ain't have no choice in the matter. You get what I'm saying? And now that hole, that big hole that I used to try to fill with all the external stuff, like money, women, alcohol, trips, this and that, and it never used to get full. Once that Spirit filled that hole, and now I'm doing this, man. I'm loving life right now, brother.
Loving it. I'm happy to be on your show because we need more of this, man. We need. I actually, when you send it to me, I'm sending it to every person that I have. I'm posting it because
I want to congratulate you.
One person. If it gets to one person, if it gets to one person, I'm satisfied, which I know it will.
Yeah,
I know it will. I'm not even know who it is.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
The
greatest thing about that, Mike, is that this is what happens. This is how God works. I could post it today. A year from now, 2 years from now, somebody could come to me and tell me they saw that and it helped them.
Yeah.
God will reveal that. God will reveal that.
Yeah.
Yes, he definitely will reveal it. Yes, he reveals everything to us when the time comes.
Yes, he will. Yes, he
not
will.
When you wanted to, not when you wanted to. When he says it's time for you to know this information.
Mm-hmm. All right, brother.
I see all.
Indeed.
So I'm grateful, man.
Rob, this has been a pleasure to have you on, brother. As soon as I get done, I'm gonna send you the full interview, and then I'm gonna be posting clips that I'm gonna tag you on Facebook, and then we're gonna take it from there. This has definitely been a pleasure having you on, brother, sharing your experience, strength, and hope, man.
Thank you.
All right, brother, man. Take care, Rob.
I love you, Mike.
I love you too, brother.
Right now.
Yeah, man, that was Rob on, man. We had a good time, man. A lot of dialogue. I want to thank that brother for coming on, man. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another Soberheadz podcast. We got another guest coming on next week on Soberheadz, and we have one coming on the in the Spotlight podcast on Wednesday, and Thursday we'll have Soberheadz. This is Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.